Hi, I'm Lai. Welcome to Discount Dive, the show where we love pouty lips. Yes, we do. These pouty lips in particular belong to a sludge-alike. Early third-party innovators Fans Project had a whole line of Dinobots called the Lost Exo Realm, which feels fitting given they all seem to be lost to time. A couple of the releases are still pretty widely available, but Fans Project as a whole is dead and buried as far as I can tell. Which I do think is a shame because the aesthetic of Fans Project is pretty fantastic. It feels very of its era, and I mean that as a compliment. It was a time when we weren't so invested in nothing but G1 accuracy, and I think we got a lot of innovative designs out of it. And as far as looks go, I think this little fella knocks it out of the park. His name is Columpio. I'm guessing he was named that under the assumption that that's the noise that Brachiosaurus make when they walk. Lots of nice, cleanly applied paint apps. I love this metallic blue. Oh, I just noticed there's a little bit of an imperfection on the face. Got a little bit of acne. Honestly, the face does feel like a bit of a weak point. He really is leaning in for a kiss. You know, if he wants to, who am I to... I like the little round circular motifs on everything. Little red highlights as well. This gold is absolutely stunning. Feels nice and durable. It hasn't chipped or scraped away over the years. God, I have had this for years. And it was old when I got it, so Fans Project really has been gone for a minute. As with most Dinobot backpacks, I don't think this one's too egregious. The big panels and the dino head it's kind of part of the aesthetic at this point. So as far as looks go, Columpio's knocking it out of the park. But as I learned in college, looks will only get you so far. They do not a passing grade make. And unfortunately, it does not necessarily hold up on play value. It has a lot of the articulation that you'd want in a modern figure, but it doesn't seem like it knows what to do with it. Or at the very least, it can't keep it up. Am I right, fellas? That ab crunch, that ab crunch is not doing terribly nice over the years. Knee ratchets and the leg holds up okay. That leg does at least. This one, less so. And no, I did not lose a screw cover. I think this is just how it's assembled. Yeah, no, they just made the same piece twice instead of mirroring it. That's fine. That's minor. That doesn't bother me. What does bother me is up here. There is a neat transformation step where it expands the shoulders, and that's supposed to bulk him out a little, but unfortunately, the sliders are not terribly sturdy. When I pulled him off the shelf after just sitting there for a little bit, it was already collapsed on one side. Arms hold up decently. Elbow here is a little wibbly, but the hands are a big problem, I think. First of all, no wrist, which for a figure this expensive, for a figure at this MSRP at least, I got it for pretty cheap. I don't even remember what it was. It's been so long. But no wrists on a sword wielder is pretty rough. And he also has opening hands, which would be fine in concept, but in practice means he doesn't have much of a grip at all. And you might be thinking, oh, Lai, you didn't put it in all the way. All right, first of all, some of us don't have that much to work with. Second of all, that's as far as the sword goes in, being held like a normal sword, because this was not designed with the sword in mind. As cool as it looks, the crossguard here kind of gets in the way of any good poses. You can finagle it underneath the kibble part there, but because of the way the hand is set up, you can't really close the fist all the way, and so it just kind of defaults to flopping down. If you want to hold it like He-Man, it's pretty good, but as far as actual battle poses, it is really just a problem child, which sucks because, you know, the whole Dinobot thing is the swords. If you open the forearm a little bit, you can kind of finagle it in, and it does okay, but I feel like a sword wielder should not have that much difficulty getting a sword in hand. The sword could also be part of the problem though, because if you try and give it to a regular sword holder, clearly not a full 5 millimeters. So your mom sent to me last night. But he does come with another weapon, which is abstract, to say the least, but due to its pole-like nature, it does have a bit of an easier time with the funky hands. So it is significantly heavier, so the ab crunch does not want to work with it. So I guess you could say this is an action feature. Welcome to my mind. Play that no walk not. No. The reason, though, that it's such a funky little fella is that it is a little fella. Columpio comes with his partner, Treppin? I don't know. As far as I know, this isn't based off anything in Transformers. This is one of those classic cool third-party editions, which I appreciate and respect. Fans Project has a long history of making their own original stuff, which I think makes it even more of a shame that they're dead in the water. And I think all the figures from Lost Exo Realm came with a little weapon partner. Pretty nicely painted, nicely sculpted, with one obvious flaw. I guess this makes Columpio one of those parents who needs to keep their kid on a leash, so it is the absolute shortest leash in all of history. But you know, some of you are definitely into that. The little guy also comes with this little part attached to his weapon mode, so you can kit him out with a little axe and shield, which I think is just neat. Very neat, very cute, and this would have looked great if you had a whole display of him. I only ever ended up with Columpio though, so he's kind of just an oddity, a space oddity. There's a drip waiting in the sky. Oh, come on. He can be solid in some poses. He just often doesn't want to be. And he's a pretty decent height. It's like a modern leader. Let's try and transform him though. It's been actual years since I've attempted it. I remember being very fond of the alt mode, but I don't remember if the process to get there was any fun. Hooves. Any dinosaur enthusiasts, can you tell me if they were called hooves? I'm pretty positive they weren't. Is it just feetsies? Just little footsie wootsies? Is the scientific term concrete clappers? Let me know in the comments. Let's see, hit him with a flip me do maybe? Yeah, there we go. Oh, look at that. She's still got it. Compress. This side is definitely, it compresses much easier, and I don't even think there would be any way to tighten it, so. Uh-oh, stinky. Maybe it was the legs that were the problem children. There's two distinct ratchets in here, and it's one of those transformations where you have to get them clicked a very specific way. That's a lot of dust. Ooh, that's a little concerning. So this knee looks okay. This knee looks like the ratchets have expanded over the years. Perhaps the plastic wasn't built to take the pressure. No stress marks though, so I think it's okay. Time will tell. If one day he explodes, not too different from the sun in that way. Even our corpses won't survive the eventual solar supernova. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with temporariness. Without it, nothing would be special. So maybe it's okay that Fans Project is dead. Their toys live on through us, and their design innovations kind of carry out throughout the whole third-party industry. I think it's safe to say that without them, you know, the landscape would look pretty different. Maybe Lost Exo Realm isn't an appropriate name. Maybe I'm just filling time while I struggle to transform him. And you can have his feet turned back this way. There was a version that was released, I think it was a TFCon exclusive, that came with a little Diaclone pilot, which I think would have been pretty neat. I think normally you're supposed to flip it around, but actually I'm pretty sure Dreppen can also go in there. So maybe I'll keep it open. Maybe I'm yapping for nothing. That's okay. That's the whole channel. That's what the channel is. That's what the point of the channel is. Oh, and here we go. Okay, yeah. So this needs to close into that, but I have no idea what the proper ratchets are. Kind of just gotta play it by ear. Ooh, Zubers. That's quite a stress mart. Oh, good, and it has an accompanying one. And because it's not a modern figure, it's attached by very little plastic. It doesn't have the supporting strut, so yikes! And it's not surprising that those stress out because, you know, it's just, there we go. It's just kind of futzing with it for minutes on end until you figure out what the right situation is for it. Okay, that's a little frightening. Just a touch, just a tad, just a scoop of fright. Call me a haunted ice cream shop. I am delivering a scoop of fright. And I will say, for all the problems I have with the robot mode, stunning Brachiosaurus. Maybe the neck's a little short, but it's also fully articulated. And perhaps the arms are a little long, but you know, I'm not gonna hold that against them. Look at that! Nice and dynamic and shiny. I'm pretty sure this is like a vac metal deco. It's not like regular chrome, so it's much more sturdy. And he kind of has light piping in that the eyes are clear, so the only way to get light piping is to have light piping in from one other eye. But to be fair, I also see better when I'm shining a flashlight directly into one of my eyes. The other eye, it's like I'm Daredevil. Wait, no, he's blind. Rolling in for scale. Pretty nice height. I don't think this would be out of place on a Generations display. I've just remembered that he has a gun. I know I have it, but I haven't a clue where it could be. He also couldn't hold that very well. Hold on. I'm a genius. Nice little standard Dinobot gun with a flip-out bayonet. Neat that they did it. I don't think it was totally necessary. I think it'd be fine if they just kept the knife out at all times, but you know, far be it for me to complain about an extra action feature. I'm not going to transform him back all the way, but I will pull a hand out to show exactly how ineffectual it is at holding this. Wiggle, wiggle. Also, be careful. This is really sharp. Keep it far away from your urethra, if at all possible. It's got pegs on the side, folded up nice, and as is the Dinobot way, just stick it on one of the legs. Same with the sword, and there definitely is a way to get this little dude inside. Is there? Wait, is it literally just... Okay, I think you just stand him on there. Yippee! Oh, come on. Well, the point is, it's not a great play feature. I imagine the Diaclone pilot fits a little bit better. Put that hand away. We are at the dinner table, you insensitive cunt. So yeah, that's Columpio. Totally forgot that his neck is two distinct colors. Two-tone Malone over here. We love that. Yes, we do. Curve to the side also. Let's go. Biggest oversight is the arms, I think. The lack of wrists and the weapons not accounting for the kibble at the wrists definitely makes poses a little bit more difficult. The opening hand is cute as an idea, but, you know, not great in execution. Similarly cute but not great is me, but also this little guy. Going just off of him, I don't imagine I was missing much with the other releases, but I'm pretty sure he was the first one who got dropped, so it's very possible that everyone else is better. I don't know. He's cute. He's an oddity. He's from an old time. Doesn't really fit in. He's weird. He's a weirdo. I will probably sell him at some point, but it wasn't terrible having him in my collection while he was. And despite everything I've said, I do miss Fans Project quite a lot. They had a very unique aesthetic, a very unique vision. I think a spiritual successor to them is probably Kang Toys, who's even more stylized and out there. But yeah, this one's for you, Fans Project. We miss you. The paint's great. The plastic's decent. The sculpt is amazing. The figure is okay. And I don't remember feeling any buyer's remorse, so I'm pretty sure whatever I paid for it wasn't a terrible price. All right, that's one discount dive down. Just a couple more in the old to-do box, but that's for next time. And when I'm back in Chicago, I feel it. Another version of me, I was in it. I wave goodbye to the end.